Hi guys. Welcome to the next video where we'll be discussing about activation. So, what is activation in the process of product journey? Activation is a stage where people actually realize the aha moment. Let's say you have built keeping few problems in mind where you want to solve with the customers, right? And whether the customers after logging in or signing up or using your service have actually realized that one is captured in this activation. Let's say Instagram is for recording reels and posting it, and you get that as like comments. You kind of like have shares for that. You can have views for that and all that. So simply for my for the activation of Instagram reels is I kind of like recorded a video or something some like a vlog kind of a thing, and I posted it my account. And soon maybe like after 30 minutes or 1 hour, there are like a lot of likes, there are a lot of comments, and there are like a lot of shares. So this is the activation, right? So this is where I kind of like realize, okay, compared to my post, compared to my reels, there are like a lot of views for my reels. There are, I can see the views visibility, I can see the likes, and I can see a lot of comments. So if I am an influencer, I'd be like very much motivated and very happy, so that okay, because like I got good results here, I can more focus on creating reels or kind of a thing. So this is what activation is, like where the people realize the aha moment, and they kind of like realize that value and become a customers or users for that. Like that is what happened, right? So Instagram users like realize that okay, reels is very good, like a lot of engagement is happening over there. So like let me create a lot of videos on a daily basis and upload them and get the get more engagement and all that, making sure that user engagement is always there. So by this, what Instagram has done is like made the user to realize that value, that this is the value that we provide. And when the user or the consumer has actually realized the value, he kept on using the Instagram reels forever, right? So this is what activation is. So after acquiring the users, after the users like on get into your system or get into your product, what are the key things that you're doing to activate the users so that they kind of like immediately realize the value that you are providing, so that they kind of like become customers and users for you. And the important metrics are very direct here. So it is like the number of conversions and the visitor to sign up rate. So like let's say after acquisition, like after coming to your platform, like after maybe like let's say you're seeing a demo video of yours, or like trying your product for your first time, like what are the number of conversions that the user had actually signed in and used your product. And like let's say there is a website, there's a like let's take about the Xartup news. So there's a visitors to Xartup news, and he's like very interested to, I mean, he's very he got a very good value like out reading our news and information given by us. And now he wants to get these these newsletters or these information daily, on a daily basis. So he kind of like subscribes to our newsletter, where we can send news for him every day. So this visitor to sign up rate is also important for us here, to know that we have actually activated the users. So the main things, like let's take an example that we are actually following in this series of videos, right? So that is Grammarly. So how actually Grammarly activates user? So Grammarly kind of like provides freemium and email kind of a tools, right? So where you can actually kind of like, let's say if you have ever used Grammarly, you kind of like have different categories where you can check grammatical error, you kind of check user engagement, you kind of check vocabulary, you kind of check like more make use of like new vocabulary or not, these kind of categories. In that only you will be allowed to check only the first two categories in the freemium. For the next two, if you want to check, you kind of like had to pay a subscription or a fee. So kind of like Grammarly gives these kind of things as a freemium, so that the users will realize the value on using it I mean, because this kind of a tool, it's not a first time, right? Like let's say if you have like written a beautiful mail and you kept it in Grammarly, you got the grammatical errors and all corrected, but still there are a lot of more beautifications can be done. But when you see that there are like no grammatical errors, and one day your manager says, "Oh, perfectly well written and well made email, this is great." So that is an activation for that user. Okay, my manager is kind of like praising me for writing a very great email and putting out my thoughts very clearly or communicating it. So maybe like let me try out this beautification also, and these kind of a beautification tool also, like beautification tool from beautification feature from this Grammarly also. Maybe like I can get like more beautiful suggestions and more appraisals from my manager. So these kind of things actually are really important for a user. Are really important for us to make realize as a Grammarly, for me to realize that customer is getting the real value and is able to discover that. So for me, the best way possible is giving them the freemium access, and like maybe as an extension I can give them, and they can whatever docs or whatever emails they can written, and I can give them the freemium to thing to use the grammatical grammatic to correct the grammatical mistakes. Like let's say if I'm recording this video using Loom. For me, like it gives me an initial access of to record only 25 videos. So if I like Loom, and if I feel it is like very productive in my day job, that is an activation kind of a feel for me, right? So I may like subscribe for more like premium access, like where I can get more access, where I can record more videos and all that. So that is all about activation, and how what are the different ways that we can do activation. But in the process of activation, right, so we need to ask these questions in order to build that exceptional activation journey. So some of the questions, if I can read it out, always be in a mindset like where I can give an exceptional customer experience. So take an example of Domino's Pizza. So it doesn't ask for any unnecessary information like email or password setting, everything. It just asks for a password, okay, and whatever you want to deliver, what you want to order, and it provides an provision for payment or COD kind of like selection features. That's it, simple. So it doesn't ask for like like more robust information. It's simple, right? If I have my phone number and address, you can deliver I can deliver the order. So I'll only take this, so that I'll give a very seamless customer experience. So you should be thinking in this kind of a mindset, like how can I provide an exceptional customer experience? How fast I can customers find value in my service? So like let's say, as we discussed, right? So as an example of Instagram Reels, how fast the service can I be, the customer value I can make sure that customers can realize, and what do customers value most in my service. Like I kind of like provide different things, but what is the one thing customers are more used into, or more using in my product, and giving them a exceptional customer experience in that part of the product or in that part of the feature. And what steps would an ideal customer take? Like that is why at the starting of the video, like where in the know your customer section, we discuss like sit with your customers and observe how they are interacting with your product, and what are the different decision making factors that they see while purchasing a product, right? So these are the important things that you will build up to, or you will drive, you can use to drive to make that beautiful activation funnel. And what behaviors correlate with my customer retention? So like let's say I have provided that value, but what makes the users to come and again get that value again and again and again? So you have to think in that mindset also. And what does activation mean for my service? That is very important, right? So maybe I can give you a number of examples, like this is what activation for Instagram is, this is what activation for Grammarly is, but what does activation mean for my service? So if I want to make a customer realize that this is the value that I'm providing, what is first of all, what is the first of all the value that I'm providing? List down that, and what are the different ways I can make sure that the user is experiencing that. That is the second step in ideating that. And third, implementing the onboarding journey or the user journey, so that user will exactly come to the core part of the feature to realize your value. So in the next video, we'll talk about the first R in our AARRR framework.